Hi everyone, it's Margaret here with 60andMe. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that all is well with you. Hope you're doing well. I've got a video today that I want to chat with you about something that's important to a lot of us as we get older and start to reflect on our lives and gather all those mementos around us that have special significance. Now, I started a downsizing exercise some years ago, and it was a very interesting process that took years. And in fact, downsizing for me is not even a thing; it's a lifestyle. It's not an activity. It's a way of living. And in doing that, I've dealt with some of the big things that all of you deal with. You know, the photos, the books, the things that you've held close to you all your life. And I managed most of those over time, especially those pictures. And I think digitizing them, of course, and doing that kind of organizing helped. But there's one thing that I struggled with, and probably you might too, which is the mementos. These are the birthday cards, the Mother's Day cards, if you're a grandmother, just the little treasures that people gave to you as a gift, little mementos that you really can't put in a scrapbook. They're in a box, they're in a drawer, and you just don't know what to do with them. You know, over our lifetime, we've received lots of beautiful gifts that are, kind of acknowledgements of friendship, acknowledgements of love, illnesses, bereavements, things that have just made a moment's activity special and got you through a tough time. I know that I can certainly look to certain mementos in my world as having had that special significance. But in some ways, you've got to choose wisely, crystallize the memory, and then move forward. Downsizing the memory is as hard as anything else, but I think if you can choose to manage those mementos in a structured way, it helps. Now, Leslie Spellman is one of our bloggers. I love Leslie's approach to this, and I really appreciate her writing this article because she talks about how these mementos really do represent milestones in your life. They're the things they were those forks in the road. I got a bracelet that my ex-husband gave me when we were sitting, in a decision-making mode for a really big decision that we had to make. And there were lots of things that gathered around that decision, but that bracelet kind of said it all, and I kept it. And I kept it because it reminded me of that. It was an important decision. And also the thank you cards from your children. Oh my gosh, I've got Mother's Day cards that were just so sweet. Spelling not right and nothing looking very artistic, but they were so meaningful because my little 4-year, 5-year, 8, 10-year-old had taken the time to make it for me. Oh my gosh, how do you deal with those? So it's true. Not all memories are created equal. There are some that are so much more significant that you've just got to keep them. You just cannot let them go. And then there's some that are passing. Like, for example, Christmas cards, holiday cards, seasonal cards. And, I used to keep them in a box. I mean, I had boxes of boxes, boxes of boxes of boxes. And it was just too much. So I just decided with the Christmas cards, I would do something creative. If I really liked the card, I would maybe cut the picture out and use it for a gift tag for the next year, or donate them. That's always something you can do if there's no writing in them, because I would keep the old ones too. But then I discovered I would do something quite unique with cards for holidays. I would select peace cards. And I know this is going to sound crazy, but I decided about, a long time ago, 20 years ago, that every year I would find a holiday card that said peace on it. Just the word peace. It could be a dove with the word peace or just the word peace, because for me, that is and was what the season was all about. And as the years went on, I found it more and more difficult to find them because there were just the other themes that were trend themes set out by Hallmark and other card companies. And I would always then hunt them down, and I would find them and then put those up. I would keep those 20 cards, not the 200 that everybody would send me. Of course, I would acknowledge them and thank the people that sent them, but it wasn't something I had to have in my physical possession forever and ever. So if something is not as truly special and significant, that's something you can do, not just with cards, but with mementos in general. For example, another example with me is makeup. This isn't quite a memento, but I would often get given makeup in a shop, like a sample of makeup or something that was a gift, and it was sometimes given very nicely and with love. And I would put all those things in a box, and then I'd never use them. And but I would not want to give them away because they reminded me of something that was special. But again, not so significant in the great scheme of things, so that can be gone. With other things that are significant, even those have categories of significance. Like something that, I mean, I shouldn't say this, I suppose, but distant family sent me is not nearly as important as my son's Mother's Day card, or my grandson's scribble, or finger palm print, or whatever. Just those things, and I would just acknowledge the receipt of those other ones and let them go. I'm just focusing on cards and things now, but there's so many other gifts and just acknowledgements. Another thing. I'm just remembering this as I talk. On my previous job at Microsoft, we would save the name tags when you participated in an event. And so there was like 2 or 3 big events every year where you would travel and you'd visit, and it would be like a social gathering as much as a business meeting. And I had literally hundreds of them. I had them all around my office. And then when I moved, I kept them. And I thought, well, I'll just keep my ID card because that really was what it was all about. It was my person in that role, and all the people, everything that I went into those name tags, the presence that reminded me of it, I would let them go. Just random thing. So how do you tackle sentimental cards? Well, as I said, favor quality over quantity and declutter, but with a new mindset. I remember another example for me, and I'm just telling you these because I know they'll stimulate thoughts in your mind, is when I opened a bunch of boxes I moved with somewhere and then didn't need them or use them. I was searching for what was in there that I had missed. And I did find my little dog's ashes and a little box of his goodies. And it was like Chica's, he had a little monkey that he would cuddle, and his little blanket, and there was like 10 different items, a little coat for the winter. And I just decided I couldn't keep all those mementos. So what I did is I took she had a little pink collar with a little stone. I had bought her a collar as if she'd gone out to the shop and bought them herself. But, and I just kept the collar. I've still got it. And that's my little Chica memory. That's all I needed. That was my memento for her. And that's almost more powerful than the box of stuffed animals and things that I kept, thinking I needed them all. So, Here's according to Leslie, 6 steps that you can take when you're decluttering cards. She actually, by the way, has a book called Managing Mementos It's a masterclass, Managing Mementos Masterclass. So at the bottom of her article, I'll leave the link here. You can go and check it out and see whether she's holding it or whether there's a book or something that can help you. But so for mementos in cards, this is her tips, 6 tips. How special is the person who sent the card? That's a tricky one. Is the message inside personal? A lot of people just say, best wishes and whatever. But if it's something like, just remembering the time that we spent together when we went for a walk and we did this and that, and we went to that holiday, and it's a personal message, that, in my opinion, does make it different. I know people get busy with just, best wishes and lots of love, and I've even done that myself. And I wouldn't expect people to keep those cards in a memento box that was really meaningful. Number 3 is choose special dates, like your 21st birthday, your 50th birthday, your 60th, whatever, or the day that you retired, or the day that your grandson was born. Just choose those dates, and those are the dates that you'll acknowledge a milestone, and you'll keep the memento. I think that's a good idea. And then declutter those ones I was telling you earlier, those special dates, but the ones that are just every year. Christmas, Easter. And if you're a Christian, as your belief system, those may be so important to you. So you can prioritize. This is your thing. No one's telling you how you have to do it. But if you just weigh it up to the things that are, not so distinctive. Declutter, scrapbooking or digital format. This is my thing. I've got so many of my things on little external drives like this. And in them, I keep things that I don't want to keep in a box, but I don't want to throw away. I just can't throw them away. They're here. And actually, to be honest with you, they're on 2. I put these on one, and then I put them on a big external drive I've got, which keeps everything. This just keeps certain things. So if you have a way of doing that, you don't know how to do it, you get someone to help you, but it's really, really straightforward. So that's it, really. Those are some ideas that Leslie has given you. Check out her masterclass. Have you kept your memento collection to a minimum? Or have you found that you're hoarding them? It's hard. I agree. But try, because it really does make a difference. It lightens your heart when you can just focus on the things that are really important to you and let the rest go, and and manage those memories and those mementos, those milestones, in a personal way that's powerful. Sometimes I think the less you have, the more you feel. So tell me what you did. I mean, tell me some clever ways that you might have come up with for storing or organizing or sharing things that you want to give away. Let's share together. Join the conversation. Thank you again, everybody, for being here. It's so important that I leave this message for you. I'm with you guys always, and I want you to know how precious you all are to me. Take really good care of yourselves. Stay safe and well. Talk again soon. Bye-bye for now.